All right, my apologies. We'll get started. So thank you for everyone who's joining this afternoon for the Diversity and Tech panel today. My name is Michelle Reyes. I am the Campus Community Manager at Geotab, and we are super delighted to be presenting and sponsoring the Diversity and Tech panel here at CUTC. And so, sorry, can I check your personal messages and hop in? Sorry, one moment. Commercial, one moment. Okay. So this is the the epitome students of adaptability. We multitask between. Okay. Thank you, Ron. I have passed that message along. All right. So yes, so as I was saying, thank you very much for everyone joining the Diversity and Tech panel today at CUTC. Geotab, we're excited to be a sponsor and presenting in the panel, or sponsoring the panel, and also sharing a little bit about Geotab. So just for those of you who don't know, because I know Geotab's not a household name as of yet, but we are basically an engineering and a tech company at heart. That's who Geotab is. We operate in the space of what's called fleet telematics, which in basic terms is the idea of connected vehicles. So the best example I can give is think of a large company like a Pepsi, like a Maple Leaf, that sort of thing. They all have Amazon, they all have trucks on the road, and basically somebody has to manage those fleets and make decisions on where those trucks are going and make sure that it's all efficient. So we manufacture both a hardware solution and a software solution that businesses use to track and better manage their fleet. So it's not just GPS. I know a lot of students think, oh, well, we're a GPS company. Not at all. That's one of the things that we do, but definitely our devices and our solutions track things like, when the windshield wipers are on, how hard is is the truck braking, for example, does the driver have their seatbelt on? So it's a lot more in depth in terms of the information that we collect, which in fact sort of extends our business model to include data and analytics. So we are, so again, engineering kind of tech company at heart. We are based in Ontario in Oakville as our headquarters, but we have offices across the globe and about 1,200 Geotabber staff, and including that, about a student community of about 200 students, both in technical and non-technical roles. So very excited to be at this conference. This is our second year, and really looking forward to connecting with more students throughout the weekend. So today I am joined by a wonderful group of professionals here who are going to be getting together today for the next hour or so to talk about a really important topic, and sharing their experiences and learnings around how to work and how to make working in tech more inclusive. So I'm very, very proud to introduce a panel. So I'm going to start with Vivian Lee, who is the former senior manager of inclusive recruitment at RBC. So again, a lot of insights I'm sure to share from a kind of that big multifaceted organization. We also have Wendy Sukir, academic director, the Diversity Institute from Ryerson University. We have Sophia Drolia, the Director of Diversity, Inclusion, and Employee Engagement at the Toronto Region Board of Trade. Crystal Hunt, who is the Senior Program Manager for Partnerships, Diversity, and Belonging at Shopify. And my colleague, Rebecca, fantastic. We worked through that. That's great. Who is at Geotab, our VP of Compliance and Diversity at Geotab. So welcome, Rebecca. We're just getting right into introductions.
My apologies.
Yes, which is great. I was saying we're very adaptable. We're multitasking. It's tech. It's quite ironic. We have tech issues in a tech conference, so it's it's fun. So I like the panel. I've asked the panel just to kick us all off to say a few words a little bit about their background, and then we'll jump right into questions. So for those of you who are watching, we would like to make this very interactive. So we do have questions that we have asked the panelists to prepare. However, I will be allowing some time after each question. If there are questions, please feel free to post some questions in the chat, and we'll try to answer them as we go along. But we will also leave some time at the end to make sure that we have a bit more of an open Q&A session. Okay, so maybe Rebecca, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but since you just joined us, maybe if you mind starting us off with just a quick introduction about your role at Geotab, and then kind of giving everybody a background.
Not a problem. So thank you, and I apologize for the delay getting in. VP Compliance and Diversity, manage the compliance organization for all of Global Geotab. That includes the newest addition to my world, which is the diversity program. So we've got 3 ERGs up and running to date. We've got 3 more in the wings, and we're getting off to a fantastic start. So I'm super excited to talk about it here today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Vivian.
Hello, everyone. Very happy to be here. So my current role, I'm the HR lead for an investment firm. Before joining this, I was the senior manager for RBC's inclusive recruitment team for 7 years. My main mandate at that time was to help bring diverse talent into the organization. So we had multiple different initiatives to try to attract the talent from different diverse communities, include, Indigenous, people with disabilities, LGBT community, women in tech. It's a very, very important topic, as well as newcomers. So we hosted, I would say in the last 3 years, we hosted over 50 events, supported over 5,000 different diverse candidates in their job searching journey. So very happy to be here with all of the amazing panels today.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Vivian. Crystal.
Hi, everyone. So pleased to be here today amongst such incredible D&I leaders and the future of tech, this wonderful audience. My name is Crystal Hunt. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm speaking to you today from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which is the traditional territory of quite a few Indigenous communities, Indigenous nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Wendat, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee. I encourage anyone who is curious about what I just said to look into whose land you currently reside. Grateful for this opportunity. I'm a senior program manager at Shopify on the diversity and belonging team, specifically for partnerships. So in my role, overarching our mission is to ensure that everyone at Shopify feels included, valued, heard, and that's both our employees, future employees, and our merchants. And so we do that through a variety of ways, and I manage internal and external partnerships to help us achieve that mission. Again, thrilled to be here today and can't wait to answer some of the questions, share, and learn alongside everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Crystal. Wendy.
Glad to be here today. I lead the Diversity Institute, which is 100 full-time staff who do research and work with organizations on their diversity and inclusion strategies. So we've worked with most of the groups on this call, Shopify, RBC, and certainly the Chambers of Commerce and the Board of Trade. Worked in the area of women in technology for 30 years before most of you were born. And what I would say is a real focus for us is moving beyond assertions and proclamations and voluntary codes to action, because the really tragic truth is there are fewer women today in computer science and only marginally more in engineering than there were 30 years ago, in spite of all the talk and rainbow posters and good intentions. So we're really preoccupied with best practices and what works to actually drive diversity and inclusion. And I'm really pleased to be here today.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Wendy. And Sophia.
Thanks for having me here. And Crystal, thank you for doing that land acknowledgement. So my name is Sophia Drolia, and I'm the Director of Diversity and Inclusion and Employee Engagement for the Toronto Region Board of Trade. It's a fairly new role. I've been in seat for almost 6 months, but it's a fantastic role. So I lead diversity and inclusion and employee engagement at the board. And really what that is really creating a culture of belonging and ensuring everyone who joins us and is looking to join us really feels like they can bring their authentic selves to work and feel like they belong, and just continuing to facilitate that sort of environment at the board. And facilitate lots of learning. A lot of our staff are newcomers, so ensuring that they understand, we all understand sort of where we're all coming from, and so it's just facilitating a learning environment as well, and really creating that culture of inclusion and belonging.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sophia. So you've all touched on very important topics and points. And I thought we'll start off the panel, I think, with sort of this intro question, which I think blends in nicely, Sophia, actually, with what you've just mentioned. So if you don't mind, maybe we'll start with you just to continue that. So this whole idea about the importance of having a diverse workforce, like, why is that important? So why are we all here having this panel, things like that? So would love to hear your thoughts from the panel, just again, how things have organically come out within your own organizations and where you focused. Anything you can share about that. Sophia, if you don't mind kicking us off.
Sure, yeah. Thank you for the question, Michelle. Diversity is important because we've seen it. Numerous studies have shown it. McKinsey has shown it. Harvard Business Review, has said it, that there's various statistics, and I'll actually share some of the statistics. But overall, diverse companies have higher innovation. But you attract better talent. You retain that talent because you have higher engagement, which then translates to higher revenue. Typically, that results in about 1.4 times higher revenue than your competitors. When you have higher representation of women in the C-suite, you have 34% greater returns. And so just overall, a culture of belonging means that people want to stay and they want to do their best. And so, there's a huge payoff when you invest in diversity and inclusion. And the biggest piece is also inclusion. Diversity is just a checkbox, right? And all of us know that. That's the easy part. The hard part is inclusion and ensuring we create a culture where people want to give of themselves and actually want to succeed and want the organization to succeed. And when everyone feels that way, the bottom line also the organization benefits as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Sophia. Other panelist members, please feel free to jump in.
I think the business case is well established. I think there are two other dimensions. One is risk management. If you get it wrong, you can destroy a brand that you've spent a lot of time building. And we've seen some horrific examples of that over the last little while. Even the Catholic Church is reeling from the discovery in Kamloops with congregation members saying, I'm leaving. You can talk about any organization that has a retail orientation or a consumer facing orientation. The expectations of boards are increasing as well. I think the thing from my point of view that's really important that often gets missed is a lot of organizations think about diversity and inclusion in the context of their human resources and their employee support. And that is, of course, critically important. But where I see the opportunities that are often not really thought about is how changing markets really change the opportunities in terms of services. So, if 50% or more of the population in the GTA is racialized and newcomers, you can't be running programs with all white people. If you recognize the change in the marketplace, if you're a retailer, you have to think about everything from your food products to the clothing you're providing to the beauty products that you're offering. I just saw a recent, I think it was a partnership between one of the prestige stores like Holt Renfrew or one of the others doing designer hijab because they recognize 3% of the population in Canada is now Muslim, and a lot of them are observant, and there's a market there. So I'm really interested, and when we talk about technology specifically, we know very much about the impact of not having an EDI focus if you're using AI and other advanced technologies. We know that if you're looking at customer support, you have to be able to accommodate boomers like me with limited technological literacy and other dimensions. So every aspect, in my view, of diversity and inclusion has to be embedded in every aspect of the organization, not just left to AR, because that's where you get real benefits and the real impact. So whether you're going to work in product design and development or marketing or infrastructure or administration or, you have to understand this stuff.